Good day everyone, I am Mara Nonido, taking Bachelor of Technology, Livelihood Education, major in Industrial Arts. And today, I will be discussing Chapter 1, Basic Concept of Special and Inclusive Education. To start, our learning and objectives for today's discussion are determine what is special and inclusive education, and also analyze the basic concept of special and inclusive education. So first, what comes to your mind when we say special education? So special education serves children with emotional, behavioral, or with intellectual, hearing, vision, speech, or learning disabilities, and gifted children with advanced academic abilities. What is special education? Special education is specifically designed instructions that address the unique needs of a student eligible to receive special education services. Services that helps kids with disabilities to learn in a way that addresses the special needs of the students. According to United Nations and Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organizations, or UNESCO, inclusive education is about putting the right to education into actions by including all learners, respecting their diverse needs, abilities, and characteristics. So this means that inclusive education does not limit to those students who only has the power to enroll in education. Inclusive education's objective is to extend its accessibility even to those students which is incapable to access education because of their status in life. So education is open to all learners with or without disabilities. For the other related concept, we have mainstreaming and integration. Mainstreaming is a practice of educating students with learning challenges in regular classes in the least restrictive environment based on their skills. So those learners who has special needs or learning challenges be put to regular classes in the least restrictive environment. The intention of LRE is to make sure that the learners can receive a general education as open as possible, just like the other ordinary students. Inclusive education is the K standard or core principle of that K-12 curriculum, and as an inclusive curriculum, it is learner-centered, developmental appropriate, culture-sensitive relevant, and gender-responsive and contextualized. So all the students or learners with disability, like for example, those students who is unable to see, deaf, has a disability in moving or walking, and all those functions that we don't even notice, like behavior management. And other than that is those gifted learners who has extreme gifts, intelligence, and talents. But in other countries, their term for this is special education needs, or SEN, wherein they are referring to those children with impairment that really needs special education, meaning it really requires a special treatment or additional support for that students participate. Integration. According to Franklin in 1996, integration refers to creation of spaces such as regular classroom or pull-out services for diverse learners. UNESCO states that inclusion is a process of addressing and responding to the diversity of needs to all learners through increasing participation in learning, culture, communities, and reducing exclusion within and from education. It involves changes and modifications in content, approaches, structures, and strategies with a common vision which covers all children of the appropriate age range and conviction that is the responsibility of the regular system to educate all children. So in this illustration that you are seeing, we will try to differentiate the four types of reality that really do happen in our system. Exclusion occurs when students are directly or indirectly prevented from or denied access to educations in any form. Segregation occurs when the education of students with disabilities is provided in separate environments designed or used to respond to a particular or various impairments. In isolation form, students without disabilities. Integration is a process of placing persons with disabilities in existing mainstream educational institutions, as long as the former can adjust to the standardized requirements of such institutions. Inclusion involves a process of systemic reform embodying changes and modifications in content, teaching methods, approaches, structures, strategies in education to overcome barriers with a vision serving to provide all students of relevant age range with an equitable and participatory leading experience and environment that best corresponds to their requirements and preferences. Purpose of special education. Special education aims to ensure that students with disabilities are provided with the environment that allows them to be educated effectively. To provide activities that foster social development and adjustment into the regular school community activities. To provide healthy and friendly environment in and outside of the schools for each student with disability. UNESCO states that inclusion is the process of addressing and responding to the diversity of needs of all learners. Once a child with disabilities is enrolled in the regular classroom, participates actively in the class activity without being excluded, then this student undergoes inclusion. Special education refers to a range of services that can be provided in different ways and in different settings. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So that will be all for our today's discussion. I hope you have learned something from me, and I am thankful for all your ears in listening. So thank you so much. Bye bye.